The Hundred Years' War was a protracted series of conflicts fought intermittently between England and France from 1337 to 1453. Spanning over a century, these wars were primarily driven by disputes over territorial rights and claims to the French throne, dramatically influencing the political and cultural landscapes of both nations. The root of the Hundred Years' War lay in complex feudal loyalties and land rights, intertwined with claims to the French crown itself. The immediate cause was the question of succession following the death of the French king Charles IV in 1328, who died without a male heir. According to the Salic Law, which barred women from inheriting the throne, the crown should not pass through the female line, thus excluding Edward III of England, whose mother was Charles's sister. Instead, the throne went to Philip VI, a cousin of the late king. Edward III initially paid homage to Philip VI for his French lands, but relations soured over various disputes, including territorial control in the region of Flanders, crucial for the English wool trade. In 1337, Edward III claimed the French crown as his own, marking the beginning of the war. The conflict can be divided into several major phases, each characterized by different leaders and shifts in military strategy. The Edwardian era, from 1337 to 1360, saw early English successes, including notable victories at the battles of Crécy in 1346 and Poitiers in 1356, where the French king, John II, was captured. These battles showcase the effectiveness of the English longbow. The Caroline War, from 1369 to 1389, named after Charles V of France, marked a reversal of fortunes as the French, under the leadership of Bertrand du Guesclin, adopted guerrilla tactics, avoiding large battles against the superior English archers and instead recapturing lost territories through sieges and skirmishes. The Lancastrian phase from 1415 to 1453 began with the English victory at Agincourt in 1415 under Henry V, leading to the Treaty of Troyes in 1420, which disinherited the legitimate French heir in favor of Henry V and his heirs. However, the resurgence of French forces, inspired by figures such as Joan of Arc, eventually led to the expulsion of the English from most of France. The war had significant impacts on both nations. Politically, in France, it eventually strengthened royal authority at the expense of feudal lords. In England, the war's costs contributed to internal conflicts and political strife, such as the Wars of the Roses. Militarily, the conflict saw the decline of chivalric warfare and the rise of more modern tactics and technologies, including the use of artillery and changes in infantry tactics. Socially, the war contributed to a growing sense of national identity in both England and France, as each country rallied under their king and flag, distinguishing themselves from their adversary. Economically, the prolonged warfare drained the resources of both countries, leading to economic hardship and, in some cases, significant civilian upheavals and rebellions. The Hundred Years' War is a rich field of study, with numerous primary and secondary sources offering insights into the military tactics, political diplomacy, and cultural shifts of the period. Historical sites across France and England, including the battlefields of Agincourt and Crécy and the castles involved in the conflict, as well as dedicated museum exhibitions, provide deeper understanding and context to this pivotal era in European history.